All right, let me know when we're live.
We're live.
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of League of Our Own. I am Carolina Teague. As you guys know, this is League of Our Own. Welcome back. It is a Monday. Thank you for joining us. I know there's a lot of crazy things going on Monday Night Football, Astros and Rangers, but you are here, so I'm happy that you are here. And, of course, I have my guy, radio husband, and producer, Guylan Jackson, making sure everything is running smoother than olive oil on a baby's vine. And Jaden's back. Jaden is back. He's part of the family officially. So Jaden also makes sure everything is running really smooth, make sure everything gets set up properly, make sure that I can see myself, make sure the lighting's good. So everybody works together to just make things happen. So I love being at VodPod Media. I'm so happy to be back. And we got a lot of stuff to get into today. We're going to be talking about my weekend, wrestling, why Guylan hasn't attended one of the shows. And if he were to attend a show, what would he do? What would he say? We're talking about Showtime. Boxing is getting canceled on Showtime, a staple in the boxing world. Getting canceled. Bad news. Not excited about that. Very heartbroken. We're talking about Astros and Rangers. And, of course, we are talking about what are we looking forward to for the Spurs this upcoming season. The top 3 things I'm looking forward to. And, of course, Wemby and Drake. So let's get started. I mean, my weekend was pretty eventful. But I always want to hear from Guylan first. So, Guylan, how was your weekend? Okay.
It was a weekend.
Oh, okay. It was a weekend.
Yes.
Did you okay. I made enchiladas. I made enchiladas today before I got here. I have not eaten all day. I ate egg whites. I'm trying.
Why'd you only eat egg whites?
Huh?
Why'd you only eat egg whites?
I don't know. Lately I haven't really been having like a huge appetite until around 6:30ish is when the cravings start kicking in for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I ate some egg whites from Starbucks to hold me over, and I drank a coffee. So I guess the coffee counts. But I really I haven't ate really lately.
You haven't been eating.
I don't know why. I just think like I haven't really been craving stuff. So I made some homemade Tex-Mex enchiladas, and I cannot wait to get home and eat them. And I was going to bring some for you, Guylan, but I thought you didn't like spicy food, and there was a little bit of spice in the enchiladas.
Yeah, but what do you spice your enchiladas with?
Cayenne pepper.
I could do that. That's
okay,
nothing.
so you could do. Okay, good. And I was gonna ask you this: on your enchiladas, is it so? First of all, if you guys are watching, welcome to League of Our Own. Thank you for subscribing. We're gonna be putting up the comments during the live stream. I want to ask y'all a question: what is your favorite enchilada? Number 1, and also, okay, what's your favorite enchilada? Is it verde? Is it Tex-Mex? Is it
anything with meat, the meat sauce on it, or cheese. I like cheese enchiladas. I like sour
cream enchiladas.
Sour cream enchiladas as well.
Yeah. So chicken. Okay. So if you had to pick one for the rest of your life, are you going with green? What kind?
Cheese. I'd go with cheese.
Cheese enchiladas.
Cheese. Keep it simple.
Yeah, you can't really go wrong with the cheese ones. Now the question is.
Now mole. I've had some amazing mole, but not everybody makes their mole the same.
You know what? I've never had mole in my life.
You what?
Nope. I've never ate mole in my life.
Mm.
So, but I heard it's absolutely incredible.
It is. I like mole a lot.
Yeah. So also I wanted to ask you, does raw onion, Vince Trevino likes Tex-Mex, does raw onion go on top of your enchiladas? Some people say yes. Some people say no. So I want to know, do you put raw onion on your enchiladas?
I don't do it enough, but yes, I love raw onion on enchiladas. I just don't do it enough.
I love raw onion on my enchiladas too. I really.
Because I was worried about my breath is gonna smell.
Okay.
Because I like doing it on onions.
Yeah, if I'm gonna eat it, I'm gonna have onions on top because I feel like it adds an extra crisp. JC says you gotta have the extra verde sauce with chicken, no onion. Make your own roasted tomatillos. See, JC knows how to cook.
Okay, go ahead with your best self.
We need to have I was thinking. Of course, we want to do the live show here at VodPod Media for League of Our Own podcast. I definitely want to do one here soon. And I am, like I said, you guys have to get promoted to the front seat. But Gabriel Rodriguez says some people do the old ways are the best. What does that mean?
Okay, we don't have to read. We do not have to read every comment. Good Lord.
Okay,
We do not have to
I'm
read
getting
everything.
used
We'd
to
be
the
here all day long.
I'm gonna get used to the comment. Okay, well, I want people to know if you do comment, I'm seeing your comments. Okay.
Yes.
But
we ain't reading every damn comment.
okay, check this out. So we have a microphone here, so we want to do a live stream soon. Maybe we should do like a cook-off or something, but you have to cook in front of us because we don't know what you're gonna put at your crib inside of our food. So we should have a cook-off here. That'd be cool. Would you be down to do that, Gylan? Like a cook-off here?
Sure.
I think we should. I think like some people, a lot of men really know how to cook well. And a lot of men can't cook anything. And women can cook too, so.
What the hell?
Huh. What?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so I had a really eventful weekend. I was at Mission Pro Wrestling. I'm the new general manager there.
So what does it mean to be a general manager?
Basically, I'm regulating. So I have to, because Mission Pro, if you guys don't know, Thunder Rosa, it's her company. She co-owns it with Brian Cervantes. And they're all women's wrestling promotional company here in San Antonio. They do a fantastic job. And I was honored when I was asked to be the general manager. I loved, I love Mission Pro, what they stand for. It's all women's wrestling. Well, there's a men's revolution that's trying to take over. Men will fight the women at Mission Pro. And my job as general manager is to make sure men don't do anything dirty there. And anything could possibly happen because I don't know what these wrestlers are going to come up with. But if they do, then it's my job as general manager to regulate or set the matches up should that occur. So I did get on stage, gave a couple minute speech on who I am, how I got here, why I belong at Mission Pro. And I think it was really empowering because I think there's so many times where I felt like in my career where I just didn't feel like I was good enough. And being able to say who I am and what I've done and what I've accomplished, it made me feel like, you know what, I do belong here. And I'm in the position I am in because I've worked really hard. So it was really empowering for me. I wanted to make it empowering for other people. And our goal is to empower and uplift women and, of course, all the little girls across the world that watch Mission Pro. So it was actually really fun.
Okay.
Then I had River City Wrestling. I dressed like a peacock.
Bird brain.
Yeah, and you called me a bird brain.
You didn't even get it.
I didn't even get it. Gylan was like, "You're a bird brain." I was like, "What do you mean?" He was like, "'Cause you were a peacock." I was like, "Oh, okay." But River City Wrestling was always fun too. And that next show is coming up November 12th. They're gonna have the legendary Von Erich family, and I feel like Texas wrestling has really great promotional companies. I've been able to work at Reality of Wrestling in Houston. That's Booker T's company. Mission Pro Wrestling now. River City Wrestling.
So which one's? Oh shit! Rangers 3, Houston 1.
What inning are we in?
Bottom of the second. Means Houston's up to bat right now.
Okay. Well, we have time. I'm going for the Astros. Who are you going for, by the way?
Astros. I grew up in Houston.
That's right. You did.
Yes.
A lot of people here in San Antonio, I noticed they're Rangers fans. And I feel like a lot of people from San Antonio are brainwashed to hate Houston so much. I wonder why that is. It makes no sense.
Because they already like the Cowboys and they suck at life.
That's what I'm saying. It kind of has something to do, I feel, with like the whole Cowboys thing. Like they love the Cowboys. So then they also love the Rangers, and I noticed the coverage here.
I don't know if they love the Rangers that much.
I see a lot of people online from San Antonio really love the Rangers.
I guess so.
Yeah, so that's how I feel like Rangers are a favorite here in San Antonio. I feel like, I don't know, San Antonio's kind of been brainwashed to like Dallas-based teams with the exception of the San Antonio Spurs and the Dallas Mavericks. So
maybe.
For me, I'm going for the Houston Astros. I really hope they pull out on top. My family's from Houston, and I also like the fact that this is a Game 7 series. Now, do you think it's rigged, or do you think this is actually like a real thing? You think they went
I never think anything is rigged. I'm sorry. I don't have the energy. I don't have the energy.
Uh-huh.
I know you do.
George says Spurs are his only team. To hell with every other team. Have you ever been that way, Gylan?
Like to hell with every other team.
Every other team. Like, have you ever met a fan? I mean, obviously George is one of those people, but have you ever met a fan who says, I just like one team, period, and every team, no matter what sport, can go to hell?
Yeah, it's generally the Cowboys.
Cowboy
fans. Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about boxing too. Now, I don't know if you guys are boxing fans like me, but HBO boxing has been dominating for years, and then they ended up going under the table with boxing. Showtime, now a staple for boxing for decades, announced that they're going under. Showtime's getting rid of their boxing sector of their entertainment part. And I feel like it's been 37 years after being in the sport, so it's kind of like a huge staple. And I wasn't too shocked because I am really good friends with some people who are in Showtime boxing. I'm really close with some people who are connected in there, and I had asked them about, I had said, I would love to work for Showtime one day for boxing. I had said that recently, a couple months ago. And I had the conversation not even, I would say like a month ago with somebody. And they said, Showtime is going under. And I was like, what do you mean Showtime's going under? Like, what are you talking about? Showtime boxing? And they were like, yeah, Showtime boxing is going under. Their ratings are not the same as they used to be. And yes, they've had, because I was like, well, it doesn't make sense because you had the Ryan Garcia and the Tank fight, and you also had the Benavidez Plant fight, which drew big numbers. And their response was, the reason why these fights are big is great, and it draws a lot of people, but then the fights between those fights aren't
that big.
They're not that big. They don't have big crowds. Yeah. So they started saying that this was one of the main reasons why Showtime is going under, because their losses they're losing a lot of money rather than earning a lot of money. So
also boxing never had like a real competition. They got UFC now. Mm-hmm. Now your biggest boxing matches generally outpace UFC in numbers and pay-per-views, but UFC consistently on all the lower level fights and even some of the main events is almost as popular, if not more popular, than your everyday boxing stuff, right? So I respect boxing. Now you were talking about something fixed. I believe boxing's fixed all day long.
We can have that conversation another day, but I have to agree with you now that UFC is bigger than boxing because money talks, and maybe they know how to do business better in the UFC side. Perhaps at the UFC, they're smarter with how they pay out their fighters, with how the business is being done.
They actually pay their fighters shit.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The fact that they pay their fighters shit and boxers get paid a lot of money, doesn't that take into accountability why they're going under in a sense?
No. They're not. You don't have the same advertising revenue for Showtime. Showtime, if you have to remember, Showtime is a paid subscription just in general. So you have to pay to have Showtime. So even if I'm paying for Netflix, or if I'm paying for Hulu, I'm paying for whatever else, I still don't get Showtime. So then I got to pay for Showtime to see Showtime boxing. Then I got to pay for the pay-per-view as well, right? So there's a barrier. It's not like Showtime is the only game in town anymore, and that's why.
Yeah.
Just because you pay your boxers or your fighters a lot of money is not going to be why you go under.
Right, and also this is not necessarily a boxing issue. I mean, it is essentially, but Showtime isn't the boxing company that puts these fights together. It's actually Premier Boxing Champions, PBC, and that's owned by Al Heyman. So they signed an exclusive deal with Showtime's, And that is how, like, Canelo Alvarez just signed a 3-fight deal with PBC, which is Premier Boxing Champions. And Jermell Charlo, you have the Showtimes with that. Then you have David Benavidez with PBC. So it's not that they're signed to Showtime. They're signed with Al Heyman's PBC to do these fights and get them together. So now what is happening, because Showtime is going under and getting rid of their boxing sector of their entertainment business, they're exploring broadcast deals with Amazon Prime Video and DAZN, with Eddie Hearn and Matchroom Boxing.
So who's doing this?
Premier Boxing Champion Al Heyman,
okay.
And that's who Canelo Alvarez just signed a 3-fight deal with. And so then you have Eddie Hearn. They're shopping around PBC, shopping around deals with Eddie Hearn's Matchroom Boxing, Oscar De La Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions. So, like I said, they had super fights like Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia, and of course Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. I forgot about that one too. And Benavidez Plant, but
boxing doesn't, and I don't know, boxing just doesn't carry the same flavor that it did years ago. And heavyweights have always carried. Well, no, you could say it's for me. Showtime shutting down. Right? It's not the same. They're not doing the same pay-per-view numbers. Right? Canelo doesn't do the same pay-per-view numbers. He's not a mainstay American fighter. He's very popular. He's great, but he's not an American fighter. Those are all things contribute to why boxing is going the wayside.
The top boxing pay-per-view fights of the year, some of them were Canelo, or there was the Triple G and Canelo series did a lot higher numbers than UFC. So I feel like they bring the numbers in, but I think UFC is also more consistent. They pay their fighters less. I mean, it's a whole lot of things. I don't know.
So the Triple G fight and Canelo fight was the big fights. Like those, most of the times those are outperforming UFC fights. But they're not performing all UFC pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying? So pay-per-view, and also like Israel Adesanya is literally fighting 2 times, 3 times a year. The best guy in the sport, the top of the sport, is fighting 2 times. Usman 2-3 times a year. You know what I'm saying? And so, and these are also appear to be more mainstay American fighters.
And I also feel like back then there were more stable fighters than like Mayweather, Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield. There are fighters who have that big name and that big draw, like a Canelo, possibly a Tank Davis, but I agree it's not, or maybe even Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. If they have a trilogy fight too, that would be pretty big, but I don't think
boxing needs a Midwest big country cornbread eating white boy to come out there and kick some ass, kick some of them black folks asses, and then, or Russians asses.
Yeah.
And it would be all over the place. But boxing just is not.
It's just
what
not
it used to be.
It's obviously they cut ties with them for a reason. Showtime. It's just kind of, I just never, my whole life, 37 years, obviously, my whole life, I've never seen a world of boxing without Showtime. So it's just a new adjustment for me. I personally loved. I've been to DAZN Productions. I've been to Golden Boy Promotion Productions. I've been to other productions as well. Even in the area, you know, stuff like that. They're all great, but I feel like the top tier production that I've seen my whole life is Showtime. And and Premier Boxing Champions has a fantastic group that's been supporting me for a really long time. So hopefully they, you know, continue to support me, which they will. But it's just weird. Like I said, it's weird. It's like seeing a fish out of water. That's kind of how it feels. Yeah. So Joel Colon says, look at the WWE had to do. They had to get away from individual pay-per-views and create an all-inclusive subscription, which then merged with Peacock because the pay-per-views were not generating the revenue that they wanted. I mean, people find ways to adapt. And I think that Premier Boxing Champions Al Heyman and them will figure it out. It's just interesting to see how they're going to figure it out, like what exactly they're going to do. And Tony Moreno,
I think that's part of the problem, though, is that they haven't figured it out.
That too. I also feel like boxing,
It's antiquated.
UFC has figured it out as far as like how to market themselves and how to get their product out there. I totally agree with you. Not Showtime, boxing in general, it seems to me, although I love the sport, very, very old school and not as innovative or creative as you've seen how wrestling has been able to be creative as far as entertainment is concerned. Even AEW is going up. AEW All In London beat WrestleMania's ratings for WWE. So these two companies are competing against each other now. So even wrestling is going up as far as ratings are concerned. And UFC has incredible ratings, like you said. Like boxing in general seems a little bit conservative and outdated when I have to compare all three of them. That's just kind of what I get as a viewer. So if they can figure out how to be more creative, make these fights happen, be more innovative, and not have like millions of belts on the line, I think they'll figure it out. But it's going to take some time. Yeah, so that's where I'm at with that. So yeah, I don't know, but yeah.
All right, so we've been flashing
that,
in and out on the Rangers.
Oh yeah,
Rangers
so yeah, we've been watching.
game.
Okay, Tony Moreno says boxing needs judges that aren't corrupt. Yeah, that
Telling
too.
you
That too. Showtime was an old dying giant. Yeah, I agree.
All right, Texas 4, Houston 1. Top of the third.
And I really don't know what's going on. Let me see. I need to look it up myself. Who's Garcia homers 6 on a fly ball to the right field. Jeez. This is not looking good for the Astros.
That's 4-1. It's top of the third.
They have to do something quick because I don't know. This is actually, how do you feel about this series?
I feel that's top of the third, and I'm going to wait for any judgment until about the top of the seventh. Then I'll start shitting bricks.
So they said Garcia is white hot right now. So yeah, makes sense. So if he's white hot, if he's white hot, how the hell the Astros gonna win?
You know how I can't stand stats, right?
Right.
I can't stand shows that just talk about stats.
Me neither.
However, the best stat I think I've ever heard, Dusty Baker, Astros coach, has never won a game 7.
Wow.
The other coach for Texas has never lost a game 7.
Oh snap! That is actually so then
that's a damn good stat. That's a damn good
stat. Yeah. And also, are they playing? Where are they playing at? Are they playing at in Dallas?
No, they're in Houston.
They're in Houston, right? And
it was 3. It was 2, 2, 3, 2.
And the Astros have had struggles at home. And I believe somebody said the stat. They're
it's like 28 out of their 29.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. 22 out of their last 29 or somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Astros have lost. They've only lost 7 games. Won 7 games at home in the past 29 games.
Right. So they've had at-home struggles too. Then you have this stat, and I love that stat that you gave out, by the way. So it seems like the odds are against the Astros.
No, I don't know.
I mean, and if they win, then there's a first time for everything. So
yep, exactly.
I'm hoping that the Astros make another trip to the World Series. I would love to see that. I think it'd be awesome.
Oh, they will. I mean, they've won the pennant.
And
been in the pennant chase 7 straight years.
Exactly. If they didn't, they've already had their success. So, but do you think that there's like a rivalry, like a real rivalry between like the Rangers and the Astros, like a genuine one? No, right? It's just like a Texas thing, right?
Yeah, it's a Texas thing. Now, if they do this 2 more years, maybe. Yeah. Who's Kevin Clark saying no cussing?
Cam.
Oh.
It's Cam. Cam's watching. Okay, so finally, because this will be a quick show today. Okay.
Finally, hold up. We got Spurs Excitement.
Alamo City Media Group says too early to tell. I agree.
Exactly.
Like Gylan said. How badly would a San Antonio-based MLB team beat both the Astros and the Rangers? It depends what team it is. Because usually when teams get sold, it's crappy teams. And then they have to get sold under new management. Then they have to redevelop. Then they'd have to sell out the crowd.
Jerry Jones ain't letting none of y'all fools get nothing in Texas. So
let's just flirt with the idea that there could be. How long would it take?
5 years.
5 years minimum to even get to that, to a playoff stretch.
Maybe. I mean, who knows?
Yeah. And I also agree. It is impossible. I don't know if it's impossible. I mean, Jerry Jones, if he dies, then then there's a chance. So yeah, it could happen. I would really love that, actually. I would love for like a Major League Baseball team here. It just kind of sucks, honestly. Like, how big? What city are we in? Like 10th biggest city in the country.
7th.
7th? Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
7th biggest city in the damn country, and only one professional team. That's embarrassing.
Jerry Jones. You don't want nothing else in San Antonio.
Dante's saying that.
And y'all ride or die.
Okay, now Joel Colon has a good question. Where is the MLB stadium going to be at? Where would you put it? Guylan, if you had to pick somewhere, where would you put it?
People are going to think I'm crazy, but I'd either put it on the south side or I would put it in between Austin and San Antonio. San Marcos, 3009, somewhere back up in there.
I would put an NFL stadium in New Braunfels, like near New Braunfels, like in that area.
It's south of New Braunfels.
Yeah, like between Schertz and New Braunfels.
Yeah.
And then if I had to put an MLB team, I'd put it on the south side too.
And I'm not saying south side because of Mexicans or anything.
I'm south side because of Mexicans.
No, I'm just saying a stadium itself. And I would like to see a stadium on the south side of San Antonio. North side got plenty of what they need already.
Yeah, I agree.
Are you excited about the Spurs?
I actually really am. I really
Why?
am. Because I love seeing Steph Curry versus Wemby go for the jump ball, and Wemby just pretty much slapped it. It's crazy seeing somebody that tall and big go up against like a legend like Steph Curry and just like dominating over him. Like Wemby is special. And Wemby posted like an hour ago. Hopefully Guylan has the photo. He probably does it because he said he wasn't going to do it. He's not posting the photo.
So my question was about Spurs excitement, not a picture of
Drake
a
is
Yahoo
excited.
standing next to him.
Drake, Webby posted a picture with Drake. Drake is clearly excited for the Spurs too.
Drake is looking for more clout.
I was gonna ask you, do you find
he's a clout chaser?
Do you think Drake is looking for clout? This is the photo that we have of Wemby with Drake. Do you all as San Antonio, because San Antonio can be because like I said, we only got one professional team, and they can be very territorial. Does this photo bother you of Drake with Wemby?
What the fuck would the photo bother anybody?
Because like I feel like people are like, oh,
does it bother you?
Now you wanna ride the wave and get clout off of Wemby. You know what I mean? Like,
why wouldn't he before?
I just this photo doesn't bother me. I'm actually really excited about the Spurs this year, and it would be interesting. You think Drake is going to come to a Spurs game in San Antonio, or do you think?
I have absolutely. This is a picture of Drake and Wemby. I don't know anything else. Drake has never come to a game. Maybe he's a fan. Maybe he's not a fan. Drake doesn't go a lot of games outside of Toronto, I guess. I don't know.
I mean,
do I care if Drake comes to San Antonio for a game? Not at all.
You wouldn't care if Drake came to a game?
I could care less if Drake came to San Antonio for a game.
Oh, Bregman just got a homer. Bregman just got a homer. It's 4-2 now. Okay, it's becoming a game. We gotta watch.
Well, you can't listen. I can't watch a game with you because you be too emotional.
I know.
Way too damn emotional.
I want the Astros to win. So, okay, so let's get back to Drake because they're giving us updates. So that's exciting. Thank you guys for the updates.
Thanks for the update. We just threw this up on the screen right now.
Yeah. So
4-2.
4-2. It's becoming a game. Bottom of the third. Oh, this is a great series. I cannot wait to drive home, eat my enchiladas with my raw onions on top.
Your what?
My enchiladas.
Enchiladas
with my raw onions. And if you guys just tuned into the show, let us know if you guys put raw onions on your enchilada. That's the question of the day. Do you put raw onions on top of your enchiladas? Some people are very like hell no, and some people are like yes we do. So let us know if you put raw onions on top of your enchiladas. So
I've never watched a game like this before.
what? That was this close?
Strike 2.
Oh, like this? Like it looks like a video game?
Yeah.
I really like this setup. Live stuff. Okay, Alamo City Media Group puts raw onions on his enchiladas. Okay, Gylan, real quick. I want to give you a shout out for these fire graphics. Tim loves them. These are amazing graphics. Thank you so much. Now, let me ask you this real quick. Let's get back to Wemby and Drake. So it doesn't bother you at all. You don't care at all. This isn't.
If Drake comes to San Antonio for a basketball game, why?
Because
why would
I
care?
Go? Where would he go? Because Bad Bunny went to Tiffany's Cabaret and they didn't let him in.
Why didn't they let him in?
I don't know. They didn't let him into Tiffany's Cabaret, and now he's doing his next tour stop, and he's not coming to San Antonio. He's going to Austin and Houston. He's avoiding San Antonio, and everybody says blame Tiffany's Cabaret because
who's everybody? What Yahoo gives a damn?
The comments.
And why would he want to go to a broke ass strip club like Tiffany's Cabaret anyway?
Maybe somebody recommended Tiffany's Cabaret.
So
if Drake came here, what strip club do you think he needs to go to?
Church's Chicken. So you can get some chicken strips.
Yeah, okay. All right. I think he needs to go to like Sugars. I think he needs to go to Sugars. Anyways, Wemby and Drake, I would like to see Drake here in San Antonio. I think it would be good business.
Who said he went to Tiffany's anyway?
It was all over the news.
News?
Yes.
Or Twitter?
The news. Like they wrote an article about it that he couldn't get into Tiffany's Cabaret. They wouldn't let him.
Who wrote an article about it?
On My Essay or something like that. Seriously. So the 3 things that I'm most excited about in the Spurs season is, of course, I want to see how Wemby's going to do. I love the way that they played in the preseason. I want to see how cohesive they are as a unit. So that's the first thing I want to see. I want to see number 2, Pop's rotations, because there was a lot of complaints last year about his rotations and taking out people at the wrong time when they were on fire in the 4th quarter. And I want to see if Pop is, because some people have given me this theory that they're still going to purposefully tank to be in the bottom 10 in order to get a top 10 pick next year. But I don't subscribe to that. I really don't see the Spurs doing that. There's a lot of attention right now on the San Antonio Spurs. I think Pop is not going to purposely mess up the rotations on the team, especially if they're doing good, because I just kind of think that they want to see Wemby get developed and be possibly successful. So I want to see Pop's rotations, how he's going to have everybody, especially like Keldon Johnson or somebody like Trey Jones. How are they going to utilize certain players on the team? That's what I'm really interested in, is looking at those rotations, how Pop is going to alternate them and how those type of rotations work out during the game. So that's the second thing that I'm very interested in seeing. And the third and final thing that I'm interested in seeing is, will they get over 40 wins this season? Because I feel like there's a high probability that they could, should they not be injury prone or anything drastic like that happens, which it does tend to happen. But in the event that they're relatively healthy for the most part of the season, I would like to see if they can get over 40 wins.
Spurs are still young. I'm excited about Wemby, of course. I'm excited to see what Pop's going to do. Because if Pop doesn't do anything this year and next year, people are going to start asking for his old butt to leave. Bye. See ya.
I don't think.
2 years not making the playoffs in a row with Wemby? Oh, yeah. This city will turn on him so fast.
You think so? Because
most of the fans are not going to remember what happened. We start getting into, 7, 8, 9 years since we've done anything? Yeah.
Well, rebuild phases take from 3 to 5 years. So right now, if we're really talking about the rebuild phase, we're in year 3. So we have about 2 years to become.
That's what I'm saying.
I
said 1 or 2 more years of Pop not doing anything. Yeah. People will start asking for his head. And I'm looking to see how they play as a team. I'm kind of excited about that.
So
because I didn't care about the Spurs last year, to be honest.
Nobody did.
Yeah, I
Nobody
was
did
just
that.
like,
The locker room
wah, wah.
the locker room was empty. Now Drake is taking pictures with Spurs players. So
No, he'd have taken a picture of whoever. It doesn't matter if it's a Spurs player or not.
well, I mean, it's Wemby.
Okay, so this or that. Spurs or Spurs. Rangers or Astros?
Astros. I'm hoping the Astros come back. I'm getting live updates. I love your feed that you had, and we should do that more often. It's actually really fun. Louis says Pop is going to let Wemby be Wemby. 48 wins this season. Alamo City Media Group says they're in rebuilding mode. Give me the Astros. Sorry, y'all. I got to roll with the home team. My family is from Houston. My uncle works for the Houston Astros. He has a championship ring to show it. And my favorite cousin is a huge Astros
Now,
fan.
does he? So he has a employee World Series ring,
Correct. Yes.
right? Not the World Series ring,
Well, I mean, he's a part of the team still.
right? But he doesn't have like the player, CEO, manager ring. He has a employee of the stadium ring.
Is that like, does that make him less of a person? Is that what you're like trying to insinuate?
Makes it less of a ring. Maybe not to him,
Yeah.
but it's not the same ring.
Well, of course, it's not the exact same ring, but it's not. I don't think it.
Why are you getting so defensive?
Because I feel like you're trying to diminish his ring.
The ring? No, I'm just saying it's not the
an
same as everybody else's
When
ring.
an organization wins a championship, everybody gets a ring because everybody
They
from
get-
the top
but
to
you
the
get a
bottom is
player
the reason
ring?
why. Even the janitor is the reason why they won a
Of
ring.
course. You know why are you yelling at me?
Because you're not going to diminish my uncle's ring.
I'm not diminishing his ring, but it's not the same as the players.
He went viral because of his ring, actually.
I know he did.
He did. He went viral. He don't even have social media. He went viral because he lost his ring in the bathroom. He was washing his hands. All I'm saying is, don't diminish my uncle's ring, okay?
I'm not diminishing his ring, but
Luis
it's not a
says
player's
a
ring.
championship ring is a ring. Okay.
Listen.
What does that mean? What does that mean? Does that mean that, okay, is Luis agreeing with Guyland? Is he saying that my uncle's ring isn't a ring?
No, it's a real ring. But wrestling is not real.
Okay. Stop. Okay. We got some Wemby predictions. Anthony Gonzalez says Wemby's going 60 and 22. Holy shit.
Amzai.
Amzai says he could. Drake can't ring it. Facts. Somebody said something that was really interesting. Oh, that I saw a comment that said Wemby is going to be, what do you say, all-star, all-pro this year?
Should be, yeah.
All team. Tim Duncan was able to do that his first season.
Yeah.
So they're comparing him to Wemby. They're saying Wemby can do the exact same thing. Is there a possibility? I think based off the preseason, I wouldn't be surprised about it. Is Guyland convinced about Wemby? Are you convinced about Wemby?
Oh, yeah, I believe.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
I believe. It's very interesting because people will say, what is Pop going to do? What offense is going to run? And I don't think Pop knows what to do with him. And I think that's one of the reasons why I love him Bob right now, because Pop's like, yo, I'm just going to let him go out there and play. Because you really can't try to corral him and see what play he's going to run and everything else for him yet. You don't know if they're going to be great in the pick and roll, if he's going to be, a great three-point shooter, he's going to be a great, from the elbow shooter. We already know he's going to block, but is he going to be able to play down low and get up with, like Giannis and stuff like that? So I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm really, as I mature in life, really, yeah, your mama, really like taking it back and just watching and see what happens, right? And the other thing is, I think it's detrimental to compare this team and Wemby to anybody other than this team and Wemby. I don't think we need to be comparing them to Tony Parker, to Manu Ginobili, to David Robinson, to Iceman, to Tim Duncan. Let this team play. Let this team be a young team and look for the greatness within them now, not within the greatness of 10 or 15 years ago.
I agree. And I think, and of course, and some people will do that to compare because some people like comparing old players to new players is like a fun thing for people to do. But
lazy.
Let me just say this about Wemby, though. Okay, you know what else? Oh, I forgot. I have a fourth thing. I'm excited about a lot of things for the Spurs. I want to see how the Spurs improve defensively as well. because that was a big issue. When Wemby is on the court during the preseason, when I was watching it, when Wemby is on the court, they're much better in defense. Also, number 5 thing, I got a whole list of things. Number 5 thing I'm excited about seeing the Spurs this year. They have always had this thing last year, because I watched every single game because I had to and I wanted to, because I wanted to see what was going on. In the third quarter, they tend to have this third quarter slump. If Wemby is on the court, will they still have that slump that they face in the third quarter, beginning of the fourth quarter? Are they going to be experiencing that same drop in points or drop in stuff like that? Oh, they also had a lot of turnovers for some games in the preseason. How is Pop going to help them correct making those mistakes and eliminating turnovers? Yeah, I just want to see the improvements, whether it's turnovers at the third quarter. And also, I want to see Keldon Johnson. He's gotten a lot of flack on the team for like his defense. People say his defense is not good. He doesn't fit well into the system. I want to see Keldon Johnson and how he's improved, and I want him to prove everybody wrong. I don't understand why Keldon receives a lot of negativity. Like, he's just not a negative person. He's not a bad player. He's good from the 3-point. So I want to see that as well. So those are the things that I'm looking forward to. Last but not least, and Sohan and Collins too, want to see their improvement. Last but not least, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, guys, from the Oklahoma City Thunder. He's in the Kim Kardashian Skims campaign for men. Kim Kardashian came out with a men's underwear line, Skims for Men. And OKC Thunder's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was rocking the underwear. So I wanted to ask the men, because it's primarily men who watch my sports show, are you guys going to buy Skims for Men? Skims underwear. Gylan, would you buy Skims underwear?
What do Skims do exactly?
Skims is basically, just like underwear, undergarments for men, boxers. Would you buy Skims?
Oh, so it's compression.
Right.
They're making a compression band.
Right.
No. Now I will buy Fenty. I'm looking at getting a Fenty one piece onesie.
Is that for men?
Yep. They got fins. They got
okay.
Fenty one pieces.
Neymar was in the campaign. Nick Bosa.
Yeah, called money.
Is them?
That don't mean nothing.
No, but I just want to know, as far as marketing purposes are concerned, as a man, if you see people like high performing athletes like Nick Bosa, Neymar, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander rocking Skims, would you buy Skims? If Victor Wembanyama was wearing Skims and he was in the Skims campaign, would you all buy Skims?
No.
Why is everybody like Hanes from Walmart? Okay.
I don't wear it.
I guess that's what everybody does. So, but it's Wemby though. Y'all love Wemby. That's what I want to know. You all.
That don't mean you go out and buy draws because you like Wemby.
So you mean to
men
tell
will
me
buy shoes because somebody else buys shoes, but we don't buy underwear because another guy got his ball sack in him. No.
So it's not gonna make you feel like, oh, I could feel as a
no. There's no reason.
So then why would she have a campaign with athletes if it's not gonna persuade you all to do that?
Because there are some people out there who will buy, and women will buy for their guys.
Oh, that's a good. Yep, that's a good one. Women will buy for their guys. So let me ask you this. If your woman was to gift you with Skims underwear, would you buy Skims underwear? Or would you wear the Skims underwear? Okay.
Sure.
So y'all would wear the Skims underwear if somebody gifted you Skims?
Yeah.
Okay. That's all I need to know. So y'all like.
And maybe if they went on sale, I might get them. Yeah. But there's nothing that Kim Kardashian has ever made that I'm going to be like, Now, the reason why I would wear something that Rihanna made is because I actually met one of the models in her campaign.
Oh, okay.
So, she was talking about the campaign and everything else. I was like, okay, cool. And then I went and looked, and her stuff is extremely affordable for regular everyday folk. I just want to know how guys think, because like if I see a beautiful woman wearing Victoria's Secret
or Skims, I might be interested in buying it because I saw
Why?
Salma Hayek wearing Skims.
Oh, I'll wear a bra for Selma Hayek.
Okay, Joel Cologne wants to know how much the Skims cost. We're going to look it up right now. Skims for men. And honestly, if any of you guys do decide to buy Skims for men, like, tell us so we can, like, know your experience. Talk about your experience wearing Skims. Because, these photos are fantastic, you know? I honestly think.
What photos are fantastic?
Of the Skims men. They look.
Yeah, half-naked men, they're not selling towards us.
That's not because I
3 pair of drawers for $46.
Okay, so
No.
3-pack for $52. Is that expensive for men's underwear?
Yeah.
How much do men normally spend on underwear? Like,
How much can you spend is a question.
okay, but let's just like be real. Like, how much?
I would say 3 for $40.
3 for 40?
Yeah.
But isn't like Hanes like 3 for 20?
I mean, it depends. I don't wear Hanes.
Okay.
Or do I wear Hanes? I don't know. I have to say I don't know.
Okay, we need to get back to the game. We're going to do one more game update. Enough with the men's underwear talk and marketing. Okay, some people buy Express, Armani, Versace. Some people are bougie. Some people said $20 for
Some people got bougie balls. Your balls is bougie.
And some people are just more bang for their buck. $20 for the pack. Okay, get
More
it? More bang for the
your
buck. Okay,
We're-
Anthony Gonzalez says $20 for Hanes. Louise says $20. Okay, so Hanes is ordinarily $20. Just wanted to know. Okay, so let's see. I think somebody said something. Okay, where are we at with the game now? It was 4-2 still?
4-2 still.
Okay, well, thank you all. Now I know what I can get my husband for Christmas. I'm going to get him some Skims, and I'll let y'all know how it goes. I'll let y'all know how it goes, if he likes it or not. Everybody's saying no to Skims. They really don't want to try them. All right, y'all. Well, I got to get home. I got to eat my Tex-Mex enchiladas with raw onions on top of them. I thought more people would say they don't like raw onions, but I was wrong. People like raw onions a lot. It seems like everybody likes stinky-ass breath. So shout out to everybody who... When are you going to make raw onions? I was just saying that earlier, Tim. I want to have a live show. You all are all welcome to come. If you guys want to talk sports, you can get on the mic. You're going to be on the side. You're not going to be promoted to the front seat. You got to be really good to get promoted to the front seat, but we're going to let y'all talk. And we want y'all to come and give sports takes. And we might bring some enchiladas. We might bring some food. So, yeah, we definitely want to do that soon for everybody. We'll come up with something, maybe get stuff sponsored. You know, it's whatever. So, yeah. Everybody loves onions on their enchiladas, and they say it goes on raw onions go on mini tacos too. I know that's right.
All right.
All right. Bye, you guys. Good luck. Go Astros. I'll see y'all next week, Monday.